I remember when I broke up with God.
Mix this with tequila, and I got on my new socks.
It's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. I have to work tomorrow. Hey, they're making another Terminator and Rambo. Wow. I can't wait to not watch those. Give it up, bro. Come on. I'm not even up to date with the Terminator. What happened in the last one? I have no idea. I don't care. We're not in control of what we are. You know, I watched the Matrix the other day for the first time in a while, and that's a good movie. The first one, sci-fi. There's a conspiracy theory that's answered. The robots have rised up and taken over. It's got practical fighting, actual kung fu, not just a bunch of CGI kung fu. What a good movie. They don't make them like they used to. Have you seen John Wick 3 yet? That's out. I gotta go see that. I found some stuffed animals here, around this fucking place. And, my dad, it seemed that he was injecting them with something to make them more firm, like a target, like an archery target. It's just weird, random thing. I find random targets around this place all the time because my dad does archery stuff. It's just like some sort of weird Frankenstein stuffed animals into targets thing. I don't know what he's going with it. I was watching this fucking documentary with Will Smith because why would he lie to me, right? About the round earth and the crazy stuff that grows on it. And they were talking about the earth forming and then another piece. Did the moon break off from us? Or was it another? It was like another piece that collided with us and then got attached to us. And I don't remember how exactly he described it, but it made it sound like it was a dead fetus just kind of floating around. Just our dead fetus part thing floating around. I don't know, that's not a full thought. On the same show, there was astronauts, right? And they were in the space station, and then by their name in the corner, it'd be like this mofo was in space like 122 days total. Maybe not all at once, but total. And like the OG astronaut, the one that had the most time in space, he had like this incredible mustache. And then there's this other guy. He didn't have as much time in space, but he still had a lot. He was on the space station, and he said that it caught fire. Holy fuck. Talk about worst case scenario. What do you do if your space station's on fire? You can't just go outside. God damn. Stop, drop, and roll. There's no gravity. You can't stop, drop, and roll. It's a good thing there was a bunch of oxygen stuff there to breathe. How do you do that? It starts to fill with smoke. And you're like, wow, this is to a fucking worst case scenario. I'm totally fucked. And you gotta find an oxygen mask. Put oxygen on. And then what? Like, you gotta cut off where the fire is. Purge that oxygen out. Because, you know, fire burns the oxygen. Like when you have a candle. And you put the top on. You know, it burns out the oxygen and goes out. But that's a badass moment. Fixing that problem? God damn. God damn. I'm impressed. And, oh my god, the show was called One Strange Rock. It was on Netflix. There was also some fighter pilots. They planned this out. And it was during the eclipse. And there was these fighter pilots that were flying in the eclipse. Like the shadow part of the moon. And they were just fucking, I don't know how fast they were going. But imagine a jet going really fast, trying to stay within the shadow. And they could only do it for like a couple of minutes. You don't realize how fast that shadow travels. Travels pretty goddamn fast, actually. Speaking of things bigger than me, I remember when I broke up with God. It was in like the 2000s. How old was I? 12? 11? 10? Well, Frank, if you do the math, 2019. minus 19 years. Duh. 2019. So if I'm 31 minus 19, I was 12. We lived in a house before, and I had a brother, but we had separate rooms. But then my parents decided to sell the house, so they sold the house. Then we moved into my grandparents' house, and then I had to share a room with my brother. Talk about the worst, right? That's when I broke up with God. I'm like, what are you doing to me right now? Everything was fine. And now this? This? I'm not talking to you no more. Fuck you. It was, my grandpa told me like a prayer or something. The one where it's like, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. I would say that before I went to sleep every night. But then one night, I was in the same room as my brother, about to sleep, and I was about to pray, and I was like, you know what? No. No, no. No, 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 no. When you resolve this shit of the room sharing, then you can have my soul or whatever, but not now. But anyways, I never went back. I never went back. So, people stay attached to their religions or their faith. Stories about ghosts or aliens or demons or angel encounters, because there's nothing else interesting about them. It's the only thing they can cling to that makes them special or different, and they will desperately try to hang on to it no matter what. Oh, it's also their only A material. Like, it's their only shitty fucking story that they think's interesting, but it's not. I seen aliens once. Oh, wow, cool. Tell me more. I mean, no. The American dream, or any sort of happiness, was made up by the advertisements to keep us compliant and working. I mean, I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist that I think they're just trying to keep us working for their biggest purpose, but a lot of stuff was made up by the advertising companies. Like, a lot of things you think are facts, like milk is good for you, it does a body good, or something about vitamin water, or bacon for breakfast. It didn't used to be bacon for breakfast. Some guy convinced us that bacon was a breakfast food through advertisements. Actually, I'm not mad about that. I'm glad he did that. It's definitely worth it. Maybe I got this all wrong. Maybe he was on our side. He's like, this is delicious. Why can't I eat it for breakfast? They're like, you can't eat bacon for breakfast. He's like, watch this. Boom. Now bacon's a breakfast food. It's a whole thing. Look it up. Is it all just a simulation I'm running in my head? Is it all just a simulation? I can talk to the environment and things around me, like Mother Nature, or the ground, or the earth, or the clouds. Everything I think I know about people, all these people, is a simulation I run based off the information I've gathered, consciously or unconsciously, and then I just fucking wing it. Do I actually know who you are? Do you know who I am? Is the version of me who I think I am the same version of me in your head? So who is my higher self? Who am I? Who is the Uber Frank? Oh, this was a fun theory. The trippy shit you see on mushrooms are just the memories of the atoms that make up the carbon life form. It's the molecules. Is it the molecules? The atoms, right? Remembering a million years. Wait. 6 billion years ago, when it was mixing with other gases and elements in space. That's what the mushrooms do. They like, this is trippy hallucinogenic thing. Like, you're just accessing the memories, the atoms and stuff. What if that's what it is? Because very soon I will leave this body, this plane of existence. In 70 years I will return to the earth, Mother Earth. We crawled out, we will seep back in. The earth will be destroyed or decayed or engulfed by the sun in like 7.6 billion years. The sun burns off whatever's left. Oh, and then dies a quiet death. Most likely, like, some suns will, double in size, and if the earth was where it was, it would engulf us. But our sun, it probably won't. It's probably just going to die a quiet death. If anything, the anticipation is really unpleasant. The other thing that made me happy the other day is I found out that Jell-O is not vegan. It's made from boiling animal skin and bones. That's great. That just makes me happy. Just a fun fact I liked. Here's a sad fact. 2 giraffes died from lightning strikes in Florida. It happened a couple of weeks ago, but they finally released it. God damn, right? Talk about standing in a lightning storm with a long neck. Not safe. Poor giraffes. Okay. That's everything, I think. You gotta do what feels right. Just this astronaut guy. Just incredible fucking... Just cut that part out. I don't have to go over it again. Fuck.